think my dogs are asleep.
Oh, are they? Oh, hopefully. Hey, ladies, we're just talking about we hope our dogs stay quiet enough for us to be able to have this conversation. Hi, everyone. It's Sophie here. I've got the most beautiful lady here, Maria, who is doing some amazing things. And I'm so grateful for you, for your time, to be able to share your story with everyone and also with me. Now, we're just talking about Amelia, who's your client success coach, right?
Yes.
She is like your number one raving fan. If you were to have a cheerleader, she would be leading that cheerleader. She's so pumped. We're also pumped for you. How are you today?
I love her to pieces. She's amazing.
She's so beautiful. So tell us, Maria, tell me more about what you do, who you do it for. Where were you before you ever came into our world?
So I coach endurance athletes and I help endurance athletes 45 and older to break down their training barriers so that they can get really kick-ass results right now, but also in their 80s, 90s, and beyond.
Oh my God, I love that. And because I'm like over 40 now, and I tell you what, injury is like, I play netball. I'm not an athlete by any means, but I feel like one when I'm on the court. And it's just, injury and worrying about like if that's going to impact you and then how that impacts your career and everything. So that's a big deal. How long have you been doing that for?
I've been actually coaching for more than 10 years now. So I started coaching masters swimmers and expanded that into triathletes. So I,
Sorry, the cat just tried to kill the dog. Let me.
uh,
Oh my goodness, but that's real life, isn't it though, Maria? So I just paused and came back. The
100%.
the cat was trying to kill the puppy and I could hear this. Anyway, let's go back to you. So 10
Okay.
years coaching,
Yes.
started with swimming. Sorry, tell me more.
Yeah. And then that kind of, because I had done a couple Ironman triathlons and was competing in that arena myself, everybody was coming to me asking for advice. And I thought, man, you know what? I'm coaching triathletes now too. I should get certified and I should start making some money off of that. So, but really, up until this year, that's really been mostly a hobby for me.
Yeah.
And I decided, everything's a journey. We're all on a journey. And I decided in November last year that I needed to make a decision because I've been corporate for more than 34 years now. And I decided I needed to make a decision. Do I go all in on the coaching and really grow that business seriously for a lot of reasons? One, I feel God's calling me that way. And he's been calling me that way for 4 or 5 years now. And I feel like he has some job for me in that arena to do. And also, there's so many things that getting out of corporate and living the life of an entrepreneur that it can do, so many freedoms that it'll give me too. So it's this double-sided thing that I just really feel a strong calling that way.
Coming from all angles, right? It's like
Yeah.
from you got the God calling, you've got your profession, you got people coming to you. And why do you think now was the time for you? Like, why not years ago? What's changing for you? What's making this like important now?
So I'm thinking back even to 2019 that this has been kind of a thing. And my husband and I actually, right before the pandemic hit, we bought a brick and mortar gym, and we had this goal that we were going to grow that gym. And the pandemic didn't help, but there were so many things that we just underestimated with it. And um, so many things that I went in with blinders on and thinking, oh, I've been corporate for so long. How hard can this be? Business is business, and it's not. And just, I think that kind of plagues on me too of, hey, I have to learn from that, all those losses and go from there. So, and it's something that's been in the back of my mind since we shut that down in 2021. And that's been just kind of plaguing at me. And I said, hey, you know what? I gotta go one way or the other. Either I'm gonna do this thing or I'm not gonna do this thing. And if I don't, two things, if I don't put the effort in, it's not gonna happen. And if I don't go and get help, it's not going to happen.
Wow, you really,
So
you like, hats off to you, because there are so many people who are hit really hard during COVID, and
yeah.
then that forced them, back into a job that they didn't love. What is it inside of you that is just like, I'm going to get back up, I'm going to shake it off, I'm going to learn, I'm going to grow, I'm going to move forward?
Well, if you know endurance athletes, you know we're really stubborn. So there's that. And I think it's a it's a job left undone, right? If I DNF, do not finish at a race, then, and a lot of athletes were like this, well, I have to go back because there's unfinished business there. So I think that's part of it, that okay, I still need to I need to conquer this.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's just something that I really think that God's calling me this way, and he keeps putting these thoughts in my brain of, hey, there's so much good you can do over here, and this is something that, quite honestly, on the corporate side, where I thought, like, if you had asked me 6 or 7 years ago, I would have said, oh, I'm corporate for life, right? I'm going to retire corporate. And I loved my job, and I've kind of lost my mojo with that now. And that, those career ambitions I just don't have. And I have this differing passion as I've done the coaching. And I think too, the more athletes that I help, the more exciting it is for me. And I see that potential, and I see more and more what athletes need and where I can come in and really make a difference.
I think that there's a lot to learn from athletes and how they train and their mindset and the importance of that for business. Like, the resilience of, you get down, you get back up. When you set yourself a goal, you're going to achieve that goal no matter what it takes, right? So
Yes,
I think
exactly.
that's great that you've got that within you, which is why, one of the reasons why you're doing so well. So share with us, what were you struggling with, I guess, before coming into the Wealthy Woman Mastermind, and what's that experience been like for you?
Yeah, so I had two very specific things, because since November, I worked with a one-on-one coach that we broke up pretty quickly, to be
Oh,
honest. It was, I didn't know what I wanted. So, and then I felt like he was just throwing spaghetti at a wall, right? And I needed strategy. So that didn't work out. And then I did another business coaching program, which kind of started me rolling on a couple things in my head. But I really, when I came out of that program, I was missing two very specific things. One is my mindset, and specifically mindset around my own worth and value, and do I deserve to make this money or not? I've coming to terms with feeling worthy is really a big thing for me. And then the other side is, because I've been corporate for so long, that making that shift from the corporate thinking to an entrepreneurial thinking, like, that's two very different things. And that's has been a big mind shift for me over the last several years. So the mindset part was really big for me. And the second was my messaging. And as far as my Facebook posts and my emails going out, I really felt like I was close, but there were a couple little things I just wasn't quite connecting with my ideal clients. And I think, both of those are significantly improved right now. So
yeah, absolutely they are. And, lots of people work with other people now, regardless of, if it worked out how you thought it was, there's always a learning in it. So I love that you were able to take something from that as well. So what's your experience been like inside the program? Share with everyone.
it's amazing, right? A couple different reasons. One is some of the different exercises early on in the engaging your clients modules, of just really connecting with the clients and understanding, diving in deep to really understand what are their pain points, what are they asking for, understanding their words and that empathy with them, uh, really is super helpful. Uh, and each of the modules, there's so many things. I could probably talk about each one. Isn't it? That's been great. The Having all of the mindset training and the classes with Julie has been really great too. Those are awesome classes, and just learning so much. And then I would say the third part is just the community of women all trying to grow and learn and be better, and that connection. I really feel a very strong connection to several of the ladies, and it's just such a great community.
Isn't that so nice? I'm
It's
so like proud. If there's one thing I'm really proud of, it's the community, it's the culture and the space of the women like in there, like you, right? Who just open their hearts to each other, genuinely there, want to cheer each other on, help each other out, brainstorm ideas. I love that aspect. It's really beautiful. It's funny, when I first started, I didn't really think that would be a big deal, but it's actually become one of the core things that people really love, not being alone, and feeling like you have that space that people get you.
And it's a safe space, right? So you can come in and you can ask questions and you get the help you need, and nobody's judging you, right? And everybody's in there together. And if I always figure, okay, if I have a question, somebody else probably is asking the same thing. So
Yeah.
but yeah, just that support and that open, safe space to be who you are and to grow within it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. And tell us about your results, because I heard that you were doing pretty well.
Yeah, so I just had my best. So it's my best month ever. I set a goal. I wanted to book 3 clients this month, and I've already booked 4. So I'm really excited, and I have
So
a
this
couple
month, and
others.
it's we're on the 15th. Well, it's the 15th for me. You're on the 14th. So you're
I'm
halfway
on the
through the month.
14th. So,
So you're halfway through the month and you've already had your best month ever.
yeah, and so that's just really exciting. And what it took was me stepping outside my comfort zone and posting the sales boost process and posting posts that were way more bold than I was ever been comfortable with. I'm always trying to slide it in subtly. So
So you did the sales boost sequence.
yeah, the sales
Yeah.
boost sequence was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And and so just that response that came in from that was amazing. And I know that it's a culmination of all the work in the previous weeks up to that, but
Yeah.
that just seemed so powerful. And I can't wait to just keep the ball rolling and get these clients onboarded and work on the next thing to bring in another handful next month. So
Absolutely. It's so exciting. So what does full clients look like for you, like revenue?
it was more than $12,000 of revenue.
How does that feel?
That's amazing. So I had a goal that
Yeah.
I wanted by the end of third quarter, I wanted to be making $5,000 a month sustainably, and by the end of the year, 8,000 a month. So hitting a $12,000 a month is just amazing. And I had just shy of 5 in July too. I booked 2 clients in July, so I came in like $30 shy of 5,000 in July. So
It's amazing. So in 2 months, you've done just under 17,000.
under 17, yeah.
Oh, actually, no, 6 weeks, because we're only halfway through. So 6 weeks, 17,000.
Yeah.
Can you now see and feel the strong foundations you have in place to allow you to keep growing?
100%, because I put this 1 year kind of timeline in my head
Yeah.
of, I said I need to see traction, right? That I want to know that I have traction in the business. And if, at the end of the year, if I don't have traction, okay, there's a message, but I'm going to put every effort into it and 100% in, and be consistent and show up for myself every single day, show up for my clients every single day. And, you know, if I see traction, then I'm going to keep it going. And, if I don't, I don't, but I was really expecting to see traction, and it's a little earlier than I was expecting. So it's good.
Well, that's it, right? Because you're doing the work, and I love that. So, ladies, you're listening to Maria right now. Just go back and rewind the last 30 seconds of what she said and write it down. She gave herself a very clear intention around her goal, and she's going to give it everything that she could, 100%. Showed up consistently, showed up for herself, showed up for her clients, right? And of course, success is inevitable when we do that. So that should be your mantra, ladies. You should be like, I'm going to have Mary's mantra. This is how I'm going to show up, and success will be inevitable for them as well. So what's the future hold for you then? What does the next, 6 months, 12 months look like for you?
So a couple things. One is there's definitely these things that I've been working on. I want to solidify them and really get them standardized and locked in. So that I can keep growing. And to be honest, I have a handful of clients that I took on early in January at way too low of a price. And a lot of them are coming to the end of their contracts. So there's an opportunity right now for me to replace those clients with a higher ticket package and higher ticket offer for them.
Right.
And really get into that sustainable savings. And I turned 54 next year in May. So my goal, my mission right now is to retire from corporate before I turn 54 and be doing this full time. So
what is the thing that you need to see, feel, or believe that will have you say, I'm done?
So it's that like double-digit monthly sustainable revenue coming in that I know, okay, that's enough, because I'm the primary breadwinner in the household. And so there's honestly a lot of pressure on me because, we have debts and we have a mortgage, and, I'm holding everything up here. So knowing that I can replace that income and do it confidently will be that decision, that kind of turning point.
I love that. Okay, so not only were you able to create this level of success in your business for the first time in 10 years, but also you're working a full-time corporate job. So, you've been able to be very focused and intentional in the time that you have and still get great results. So what would your advice be to any woman watching this, whether she's working in a job right now, she's already, started a coaching business, maybe it's not where she wants to be, or she's thinking about getting started? What would you say? What advice would you give her?
I have 3. Can I do 3?
Yep.
Okay. So the first one is, it's a combination of getting help and surrounding yourself with like-minded entrepreneurs, and especially women. I think it's really, really different when you have that presence of women with the same drive that you have. And there's a quote by James Clear, who's the author of Atomic Habits, by the way. He said, if you want to learn fast, learn from others. If you want to learn deeply, build your experience. And I think that's really true, because when you get that coaching and you get that mentorship, right, you can learn very quickly, but you still have to put in the work and you have to internalize it. And then I'm also thinking of there's that rule of thumb that you become the 8 or 10 people that you surround yourself with. So putting yourself into a community of people that think and act and do like the person that you want to be is really, really important. And so that's why I think that community that you've built is so important because we need that. So that first one of getting help and surrounding yourself with the right people. The second is know that you have to fundamentally change as a person, right? And be open and receptive to changing, because I can tell you I'm totally not the same person that I was 4 months ago or 8 months ago or 10 months ago when I made that decision of I'm going all in, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be open to that and receptive and trying to think like your future self, not like your present self. So be open to that. And then my last one is lean into anything that you're resisting and lean into the fear, because so many of these little things, if you're scared of doing it, or you're procrastinating, or you just, oh, this doesn't really feel right to me. If I didn't lean into that fear, I would have never run the sales boost process. So, and and there and other things before that I said, oh, this doesn't feel comfortable. I've never done this before. It's kind of scary, and you have to just go do it. And I've been telling myself too that I don't need to do it perfectly. I just need to do it. So just go do it.
Just go do it. What amazing advice. Like, surround yourself with the right people. Just go do it. And the second one was?
To be open to changing who you are as a person.
Oh my goodness, probably one of the biggest ones, right? And I love like leaning into the uncomfortableness. Thank you so much, Maria, for sharing your wisdom and your journey with everyone. I know it's very inspiring. 17,000 in 6 weeks is amazing. And it's really just like you've got the foundations really, really strong now. And you've got that method so you can do it over and over again, as long as you keep working on the mindset stuff at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's just the ball, it's like a snowball rolling down a hill, which I know you guys in Australia don't have snow.
That's right.
You start rolling that snowball and it just picks up more and more, right? So
yeah, definitely. Any final words before we wrap up?
I want to thank you for putting all of this together, and being there and sharing so much of your experience and putting your heart and soul into the Wealthy Woman Mastermind, because we definitely feel every part of you in it. And if you hadn't done this, then I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. And I do every morning when I pray, I thank God for bringing you into my life. So thank you for being you.
Oh my goodness, thank you. That's very, very beautiful to say. And, when I first started, I didn't see how big, of an impact it could have on others. I just wanted to help people, right? And so, I love that. Thank you. I've been practicing being great, like taking it on. So see, I'm lost for words. Thank you very much, Maria. Ladies, if you want to take a leap on yourself of faith and follow through, have a chat with the team, and I'm sure we'll be able to see how we can support you as well. Thank you so much again, Maria. Totally appreciate your time and your beautiful, kind words and your prayers. Like I'm going to have an amazing day.
Perfect.
Thank you, gorgeous.